Hello, welcome back to the St. Clair, or the Saints Gaming CA channel. It's going to be one of those days, but we're in for a long one and an exciting one. Of course, with multiple Rocket League matches up on the docket, we're going to start things off here in the PlayVS League. We're going to be, it's going to be, of course, St. Clair College up against Florida Southern College. As you can then hear, these guys are getting right into the game. Of course, your starting lineup for St. Clair College is going to be consisting of Fusion, Kamal, and Kariz as per usual. And actually, that's a false alarm, so ignore that alarm. Wasn't quite ready just yet, but I'm going to be getting started very shortly, of course. New lobby on deck, it looks like here. Okay, not quite ready yet, but right around the corner of the match will be happening. Of course, like I was saying, quite the busy day here for the Saints. Our Counter-Strike team just had a match on UCA's channel. Unfortunately, that playoff match did not go into their favor. I do believe it ended up being like 16-9 or 16-10 of Valiant's efforts, but was not able to continue on. Still a fantastic season there. But we have regular season action here for the PlayVS. It's going to be us versus Florida Southern. Then after this matchup is a UCA playoff game. It's going to be the St. Clair College squad up against Oakland University. And that's to try and break into the top 4, I think. So that will be an exciting one as well. And then after that, we do have one additional PlayVS matchup. We'll have to see whomst that is momentarily as the players are getting into the game. We do have on the side of Florida Southern College, Hef Boyardee, Jade Tigres, and I believe that is P Blacks. Yeah, P Blacks on the side of Florida Southern College. Just about to get right into the game, so without further ado, let's just hop into it, why don't we? St. Clair College versus Florida Southern College, and there we go, hopping right in. Of course, St. Clair having themselves a bit of a rough time. It would have been yesterday versus, of course, our classic foe, Northwood University. Or that would have been 2 days ago, rather. Just unfortunately wasn't able to continue on during the NACE playoffs and got taken down there. But looking to regroup and capitalize here on these other 2 leagues, of course. This one's still going, and that's a solid start here for St. Clair. Within the first 30 seconds, find themselves here on the board after that ball was left in the crease for a significant amount of time. Unfortunately for the side of Florida Southern College, their defense did not quite get as much of that as they had wanted. It just floats on in with the finisher coming up from Fusion, and that's going to let St. Clair get the first goal in this one. A solid shot there from Kariz is going to be put aside by P Blacks. Dumps it back into the corner. Kamal passes it up. Fusion right there. Going to redirect it towards the net. Bounces it off the backboard. Shot by Kariz. And he's going to be able to find himself on the scoreboard once again. After a fantastic pass from Fusion. Doing the double touch here on the wall. And he gets it right onto the front bumper of Kariz. The defense had no option but to try and charge them. It did not work out in their favor. And St. Clair not letting the jitters from the Northwood game a couple days ago affect them in the slightest, picking up where they left off earlier in the seasons on their winning ways. And that being said, a nice attempt here actually from Florida, and they're going to find themselves on the scoreboard as well. A solid play from both of, or all 3 of the members. Hef Boyardee bounces it nearly off the post. Jade Tigres and P Blacks taking a piece of it each, but the last touch going to be by P Blacks, and he is going to be able to get this matchup within 1. So 3 goals in the first minute. It's going to be an exciting one if it keeps going on like this, back and forth. Now that it seems that Florida Southern's gotten their momentum going. Granted, they're kind of stuck in their zone for the time being. J. Tigres trying to push it aside, but going to be stopped by Kamal. Bounces it off the boards, but it's going to be cleared out. Sent back and forth, and now it's into the Florida Southern College zone. Fusion, centering attempt. Kamal with a shot, but it's going to be put up high. Rebound put aside by Boyardee. corner of the Florida Southern zone, trying to get the clear. It's going to be Fusion. Takes control, bounce it off the backboard. Anybody with the follow-up. Kamal is there, controlling it in the corner. Hef Boyardee going to put it aside. Try to get the clearing attempts, but Kariz stops it, but he's going to get demoed for his troubles, getting taken down. And Fusion on a headhunting spree here. Find himself a demo here. Kariz with a shot, gets put aside wide. Kamal trying to keep it in the Florida Southern zone. Trying to make something happen, but battling back and forth with P-Blacks. He tries to charge it down into the St. Clair zone now, where it is eventually gobbled up by Kamal. He's going to be able to pass it over to Fusion. Fusion off the backboard. Can he get his own rebound? He's going to be able to do just that. And after a pass from Kamal, Fusion passing it to himself to make sure that he can secure goal number 3 of this game. And I believe that's his second. Off the face-off, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this game. In Florida Southern College, showing themselves a few moments of brilliance, but they're feeling just a little bit behind the pace compared to what St. Clair has been bringing so far in this matchup. Kariz is completely uncontested, actually, off the bumper of Kamal, able to secure the 4th goal of this game. Kamal just launched it into the corner, and yeah, normally you'd see somebody go up there to try and challenge him, but not going to be the case. Somebody was a little bit too late on that one. It's going to put St. Clair up another one, as we're now 4 goals on the side of St. Clair. And Florida Southern trying to get something started. They have won, but like I was saying before, they feel like they're being kind of ran around a little bit here. Even when they do try to take to the skies, I believe that was either Fusion or Kamal was able to stop them in their tracks. Upon the breakout, though, P-Blacks gets it past 2 of the members of St. Clair, so he's going to be able to take to the skies and try to make something happen himself. Gets it past Kamal, shot down, Fusion with the save. Jay Tigris trying to center it, but it's going to be pushed aside. Goes back into the Florida Southern College zone. Hef Boyardee with the demo on the Kariz. He was sitting there ready and waiting for the pass, so a good stop there. Boyardee puts it into the St. Clair crease. Kariz puts it aside. Tigres battling with him for it along the boards until P-Blacks gets the pass. Pass from P-Blacks is a little bit ill-advised, however. Allows Fusion and Kamal to get it forward. Kamal with the shot stopped. Kariz tries to get a rebound going. Passes it back, actually, to Fusion. Then Fusion to Kamal. Fusion tries to go to the skies. P-Blacks is there. He's going to challenge this time. Forces Fusion to let up a little bit early and trying to just put it above him. And it hits the backboard and is controlled now by Jay Tigres. Tried to pass it down to, I think that was P-Blacks, but did not find the pass they were looking for. Control goes to Fusion with less than a minute left. Gets past one of the defenders. Boyardee trying to make sure he doesn't get juked out here. Did play it slow and was able to match Fusion shot for shot. So nice play, but however, it's going through the crease. Kamal with the shot attempt, not going to roll into the net, however. We now have 30 seconds remaining here in this first game of what I believe is the best of 5 series here in the PlayVS League. In the Florida zone, Fusion moving forward. Kamal took out the goaltender, and he's able to just carry this one in, get himself the hat trick after Kamal with a very aggressive play onto the defender. And then Fusion and the new car style. I don't think we've seen him drive this one yet today, or that might just be a new paint job, but is able to show it off a little bit, getting the hat trick in this matchup. And St. Clair are going to take game number 1 in relatively convincing fashion, but this series can easily be turned. I do not want to count Florida Southern College out in the slightest here, because it did feel like they were just maybe a couple steps off the pace of this game, but it's something that they can definitely get themselves warmed up and fixed before this next matchup. Now, of course, goals for this game. Fusion gets himself the hat trick. Clair is on the board with 2, and the only goal on the side of Florida Southern College goes to P-Blacks. Yeah, it's a good way to start things off here. I was kind of worried after the loss to Northwood that St. Clair would have had themselves a bit of a hard time getting their grips about them. Because it was definitely a hard one, and that match was not necessarily close, to say the least. But that being said, they regrouped, they practiced a bunch still, and they're really making Florida Southern College pay here in this series as we're about to get into game number 2. Get to see if Florida Southern College could turn this one around or if St. Clair is going to go on pace to run away with it. And that's one way to get it started, actually. A huge play there for Hef Boyardee right off the face-off. Chris fakes. I am assuming that was supposed to go to Kamal, but it did not actually make contact with his bumper at all. So, okay, that's one way to get things started. Florida Southern up 1. I mean, I know I always say that the first couple seconds of the match is always extremely volatile and critical, but I don't usually see something like that happen where a goal's in the back of the net within the first 2 seconds of the game. That being said, of course, good on Florida Southern College, good on Hef Boyardee to make sure that that was capitalized upon. But ever since the second face-off, it has been all the pressure in the world here for St. Clair. A huge save, though, from J. Tigres. Able to get 2 solid saves to keep the ball out of the nets. Kamal to Fusion, tic-tac-toe, and Cariz puts it right in the back of the net. Nice little passing play here from St. Clair. Starting things off to Kamal. Fusion centers it forward. Kamal actually went for the shot, but missed it. But Cariz right there, right place, right time to capitalize on that. And was able to get everybody out of position to tie this one back up 1-1. Fusion with the solo play attempt is going to get tackled off the ball. A solid play there. I believe that was by J. Tigres. And Hef Boyardee on the forecheck, but it's going to be Kamal being able to push things forward. Tigres puts it back into the corner, but here comes Cariz. Looks to try to make the shot, but P-Black's going to stop that. Rebound coming out here from Fusion. Can someone get the last touch? And they're going to be able to do so. Once again, every Saint finding a piece of this shot. Cariz with the initial one. Fusion, this was on target, hits the post, and Kamal was able to get the last little bit of it. Don't mind the party crash, but it looks like we're still okay. We're still going here. A little bit of a server choke on the side of Rocket League, but it's okay. We're still in the game, and we still have plenty of time left in it as well. Just under 4 minutes left in this game. Another high-scoring game seems to be on the docket here. Fusion actually passes it back. That could have been dangerous. P-Black was right there to make the play if necessary, but he was eventually caught out. I believe that was by either Kamal or Fusion. In the St. Clair zone, Kamal looking to try and control it himself. He hands it off to Fusion, who dumps it into the corner. Boyardee down to P-Blacks, but actually P-Blacks not going to be able to get there. Cariz with the shot. He's going to be able to get his own rebound. And actually Kamal's right there as well. Can he get the final play? He slows it down and he walks it in. Waits just that extra little second to allow the defenders to launch themselves, thinking it was going to be the one-timer. And there goes Tigres right past, and then Boyardee was so close to getting back in time, but was not able to do so. St. Clair now up 3-1. With just over 3 minutes left in this second game. And that was a heck of a way to get things going. Kamal finding himself a hat trick already with still so much time left as he's able to just get the challenge off the face-off. And it was at such an odd angle that P-Blacks could not find a piece of it to get it aside. So lots of bounces, lots of plays happening here for St. Clair, all going in their favor. And Fusion, you don't want to let this guy walk away with it because he will snap your axles alongside Kamal. We've seen it time and time again in the seasons of multiple leagues that they'll slow it down, try to make the play. It's not always just a game of one-timers. It is effective, but you can mix it up, and it definitely hurts when it's used against you. Shot by Fusion, put aside by J. Tigres, but Kamal is now up in the skies inside the Florida Southern College zone. Flips it down. Chris was looking for the shot, but it was actually right above him, so he wasn't able to get much momentum on it. Boyardee chasing it into the corner, dumps and chases, but Fusion's going to have control of it up in the air. J. Tigres coming in hot, going to take it away from him. Might be able to make something happen here if they can get by Kamal, but it does not appear like they're going to be able to do so. Kamal, no boost, going to try and make something happen. It doesn't even matter that he doesn't have any boost. He's going to secure goal number 5, 4th goal in this game alone. Kamal really showing up to play. I guess some of that that good luck charm or that good luck ritual that I seen in their Discord earlier seems to be working out in their favor. As odd as it may be, definitely a bunch of personalities, I'll tell you that. That being said, though, HefBoyardee finding goal number 2 in very similar fashion to how goal number 1 happened. A solid bounce off the face-off, finds his own rebound and gets it past Kamal, gets it past the Saints, and it's going to be 5-2. This game, of course, definitely still in reach, but it is going to be difficult for Florida Southern to take game number 2 home, or even just try to take it into a tie-break scenario. Especially since St. Clair, like about 70% of the time in this game, has it in their zone, in their crease even. Kamal from the skies just has to bounce it past them, gives it a shot. P-Black's going to stop it, but Fusion going to collect it. Still has a little bit of boost if he wanted to pursue, but he's just going to end up reading the pass attempt or the clearing attempt. Gets a small shot off, but now JT Gress going to put it into St. Clair's zone, where Kamal then is now in control of it. Gets a shot off, but P-Black's going to stop that again. Fusion in the crease. Up high, JT Gress not able to touch it. P-Black's is going to have to use anything he has to make sure he can push that aside. Already takes down Fusion just as the Florida Southern squad start getting aggressive. They hit the crossbar. P-Blacks puts it into the St. Clair crease once again off the crossbar. Some very, very close attempts actually coming out here from Florida Southern College, but we're not able to capitalize. P-Blacks really starting to make a name for himself here a little bit. Takes down Cariz in the meantime as well. Can this shot go off? HefBoyardee looks to try and make it happen, but could not get enough of it. JT Gress now racing Kamal right by the post. Try and get there first and stop this thing. Passes it up to P-Blacks. P-Blacks in the corner of the St. Clair zone. Centering shot going to be the hat trick for HefBoyardee. Getting all 3 goals on the side of Florida Southern College in this game and putting this game still within a difficult but doable striking distance. P-Blacks off the face-off. Actually got past 2 of the St. Clair defenders, but can't get it past Cariz. HefBoyardee going to try to push it forward, but Kamal, that was a pretty solid interception. That being said, considering there's so little time left, and they're just dumping it right back into the Florida Southern zone. Shot on target, actually. Fusion going to get one more for insurance, basically knocking this game to an unwinnable state for Florida Southern College. I can't imagine us getting 3 goals all within a second and a half each. So game number 2, even though, once again, rather well fought on the side of Florida Southern College, but it's going to go over to St. Clair. 6-3. Solid one there for St. Clair. Once again, Kamal popping off of sorts, gets himself 4 goals in that game. Fantastic statistical performance by him, but of course fantastic performance from everybody who was on the St. Clair squad, of course, finding themselves a part of multiple assists, multiple goals in that game. So many times we've seen all 3 of them get a piece of each individual goal, and it's what we like to see. Now, that being said, we know that Florida Southern College has got some on the boards in these last couple games, and they can definitely turn it around if it's in the cards, if it falls right. But we'll have to see. There's still, like, comparing how often the ball is in the St. Clair zone. I feel like St. Clair is probably in Florida Southern zone about 70 to 80% of the game, and it's really difficult to try and find yourself some scoring opportunities when you're not in the zone as often as St. Clair is. Their pressure is just on another level. But that being said, P-Black's defense right now is on another level as he gets himself 2 to 3 saves in his first 30 seconds. Cariz knocks it down right for Kamal. Huge play there for the Saints. Going to put the pressure on early here for game number 3 after securing that goal. Kamal from Kariz at the 52-second mark. Just over 4 minutes still to go in this third game. Obviously, we don't want to see a 3-0 here for the side of Florida Southern College, but it is looking grim with St. Clair putting so much pressure on early. Even still, they get the goal. It's right back into the Florida Southern College zone. Pop fly. Do we see Fusion get the finisher? In fact, he's going to be able to do so. I love this little pop fly pass here from Kamal, considering it seems like the Florida squad had been a little bit slow on the gun in regards to aerial defense. And with Fusion already up there, it just lined it up perfectly. Love that play, and that's going to put this up to a 2-0 game. Nice and quick. Off the face-off, Fusion brings it right back into where it's been pretty much this entire game, right back into the Florida zone. Passes it up to Kariz, back to Fusion, to Kamal, who's going to try and center this once again. But it is stopped by P-Blacks. Passes it over. There's a shot on target. Tigres with the shot, but Kamal going to shut that down. So they had one opportunity, and they did get a pretty solid shot out of it. Like, that's what I will say, is whenever Florida is actually in the St. Clair zone, they do usually convert with some sort of shot, some sort of offensive opportunity. But that being said, they're never really in the zone, and it was a very close call as we go back to the Florida zone. Fusion with the rebound, and he's going to find his second of the game. After Kariz bounces it off the crossbar, Fusion able to get the final piece necessary to put it past, and Tigres was so close, but was just barely coming up short that time. 3-0 St. Clair. Just under 3 minutes rather in this game. Kariz off the backboard, back in the Florida zone. And Fusion gonna find himself the hat trick in a very similar fashion we've seen all game. Kariz sets it up off the backboard. Fusion right there ready with the double touch, tucks it in under the crossbar, and Hef Boyardee is so close. Got a piece of it, nearly pushed it aside, but just could not cut off enough momentum. And now St. Clair looking to run away with this series, bring it a 3-0. But of course, that being said, if this does end up being a 3-0, be sure not to go anywhere because there's still plenty to go. And actually, Tigres is making me eat my words here, saying we're not done just yet. We're still in this game. Hef Boyardee to Tigres right on the halfway point of this game to bring this up to a 4-1 game. Pop fly ball here in the neutral zone after the face-off. Tigres going to stop it from moving forward. That's going to be to Boyardee. Kamal stops Boyardee right around the center line. So the ball is dumped into the St. Clair zone until Fusion picks it up. Fusion on target towards the net. Double commit coming out here from the side of Florida. Correa is going to try and make the play. Can't get past P-Blacks. Fusion along the boards trying to make something happen, but P-Blacks interferes with them and clears it forward to Boyardee. Boyardee with control, gets past one, tries to center it past Kariz. Was successful, but Fusion comes back at the right possible moment to shut down that play. Fusion off the backboard, Kariz with the shot, and he's going to find himself his first goal of this game. I believe all Saints on the board here in regards to the scoreboard this time. Fusion just able to just look at home up in the skies, up on the roof. I don't think Fusion just plays on the ground at all, it seems like sometimes during these games. Every chance I look, he's pretty much always in the skies. One-on-one with Kariz and Boyardee. Boyardee going to not fall for any of that shenanigans and is able to keep it in the neutral zone. Pass it back to P-Blacks, who launches it down. Dump and chase attempt. Going to be successful here right now for Florida. Boyardee takes down Fusion. And Tigres going to push it forward. P-Blacks centering attempt. Boyardee could not find the piece that he was looking for. Just barely missing the shot as we're just above a minute left. Of course, match point here for St. Clair as they center it in the Florida zone, but not able to get a shot off of it. Ball to the skies, denied by P-Blacks, back in the St. Clair zone. Shots fired in the corner. Jade Tigres going to find her second goal of this game after finding the pass from P-Blacks off the boards and was able to just nudge it over. Fusion was not able to get there in time. So this is going to be at least a 5-2 game. After Florida Southern, sure, they might be getting outpaced, they might be getting outscored, but they're still finding some goals for themselves in the series. None of these matches have been a shutout, so I'll definitely give Florida Southern College some props in that regard. Their offense is good when they can get there, and that just seems to be the issue, because time and time again we get situations like this where Chris is going to find himself his second goal of the game, where they just can't get it out of their zone. Fusion from the boards just pushes it aside. Korea is coming in hot, and Jay Tigres once again right in the spot, but could not quite touch it. So we're going to have, with just under 40 seconds left in this game, it's looking like the 3-0 is going to be successful here for St. Clair. Going to put the sweep here against Florida Southern College, unless we can see a miracle come out here from FSC. Okay, shot on target of the Florida net, and Kariz takes out Boyardee. He's one of the playmakers of this FSC squad. Bouncing through the crease of the St. Clair zone, going to be barely kept out, but the time winds down. Ball hits the ground. St. Clair going to take this 3-0. High-scoring games in every single match here, it seems like, for these two teams. Even FSC was able to find themselves on the scoreboard quite a lot. But again, it seemed like there was a hat-trick in every game. Fusion going to get the hat-trick this time by, but Kariz and Kamal both short to follow right around the corner. As we hop out, as we get ready to set up for our next one, of course. A solid game there for St. Clair. Dominant, to say the least. Defensively, not really dominant. But I mean, the whole talk about the best defense being a good offense was definitely shown in that game, considering very rarely would St. Clair ever let Florida Southern College out of their own zone. When it did happen, like I was saying time and time again, goals were scored. Opportunities were there. But it was just so few and far between that FSC could not get something started. So, with that, we're going to be taking a very, very quick break after doing a quick sponsor shout-out, of course, because this would not be possible without St. Clair College, the St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair Student Representative Council, Tim Hortons PC Outlet, and the Zeckelman School of Business and IT. And I also want to give a big thank you to Atmosphere for the resub on the channel. Thank you for your support, and thank you to everybody who's tuning in today for their support of our program, their teams, their classmates, friends, and family. Thank you all for making this possible. As you can probably hear in the background, we're not going to be waiting too long. Game number 2, or match number 2 rather, up against Oakland University will be right around the corner. Just got to set up for it. We'll be back in 5. while we get set up here for this next matchup here for Rocket League. Of course, starting momentarily. It says 9 o'clock, but it could be at any point here as long as the teams are ready to go. Of course, I'll give you the heads up when I can, but it's going to be St. Clair College up against Oakland University. And this one is going to be in the NACE, or not NACE, this is the UCEA quarterfinals of the playoffs. And of course, UCEA playoffs are all single elimination, which means we have no room for error. We need to take care of this match. We need to win now to get ourselves into the top 4. We're guaranteed a top 8, which is fantastic, but do not want to stop there, of course. We want to push forward. So UCEA Rocket League playoffs continue momentarily. And of course, we may have ourselves a couple days off unless something additional comes out, as a lot of the seasons, a lot of the matchups have actually started to slow down. Some of the seasons have completed, and we're going to be having ourselves some OPSC Hearthstone on Tuesday, November 17th at 8 o'clock. Unless the OPSC stream decides to stream it themselves, which of course then we'll just host the match, and you can still get to the match by looking at our channel. Then on November 18th, some more OPSC League of Legends. That season, it's getting close to finishing. And our league team has been on fire, especially after that successful victory at the Drury Esports Invitational. And definitely looking forward to seeing how they play on Wednesday. That's actually wrong. That's supposed to be 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock on Wednesday. And Thursday, we're back at it again with some more Rocket League PlayVS action. Regular season coming to a close shortly. And then Saturday, this is going to be crazy. I did not expect that the new Call of Duty would come out and that there'd be a season right away. Last time I had heard that the season was supposed to start in January, well, that was a complete fib, because we have Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, TESPA action coming up on Saturday the 21st. That's going to be a blast. I know it comes out technically tonight at midnight, and I know a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people in Discord excited for this title. And I know personally, I am going to enjoy learning the game as best I can over this next week to make sure we're ready to go for Cold War as soon as it starts on Saturday. Of course, matches and times could very well change, especially now that we're in the playoff season. If a playoff match does happen to collide with one of these dates, the playoffs matches will get priority, so just keep that in mind as we move forward. That being said, shouldn't be too much longer here, just waiting on Oakland. Should be starting at 9 at the latest, but I know these players, they like to go as soon as possible. So I'll hop into it very shortly. Stay tuned, everybody. I swear, anytime I say that we're going to throw it to a break or something, or that it's going to take a little bit for this next matchup to start, I am instantly making myself eat my words. Sure enough, we're going to be getting started extremely quickly. The teams, as you may have heard already, in lobby, ready to go. Just a matter of time before we get started, and sure enough, there's the opening bell. So here we go. Oakland University versus St. Clair College and not OPSC, I've been talking too many other matchups in UCEA action here. Of course, playoff matchup. This is the one that we have been waiting for. Oakland's been looking on fire so far in these playoff series. It's going to be a tough opponent, especially when they can essentially score from anywhere on the field. Sonic Boom starting things off strong, is able to clear it from his own crease all the way into the St. Clair net. Of course, on the Oakland University side, we have Sonic Boom, we have Raz, and we have, I think that's J3. Then for St. Clair, of course, no substitutions, no switching up here. Same old squad coming in. Kamal, Fusion, and Kariz looking to make this happen. But we already see that the quality, the caliber of this Oakland team could be very, very different from what we were just playing with Florida Southern. As right now, Oakland University starting off strong. Kamal dumps and chase right below, centering shot off the crossbar. J3 just getting the slightest of touches to make sure that hits that crossbar. Very, very close shot. Sonic Boom and Fusion in the center, making things a little bit messy. Kamal going to be met by J3, but that's a bad bounce actually for the side of Oakland, but they're going to be able to push it aside. Fusion stops Raz as he was charging in. Fusion plays it slow, but Raz came back to make sure they can continue the pressure. Not going to let Fusion play with it. We know that's when he's dangerous. Him and Kamal both extremely dangerous if left alone with the ball. A little bit of a kerfuffle there around the boost, actually messing up both of the St. Clair members, stopping either of them from getting that boost. And this is going to be allowing the Oakland University squad to move forward with this ball. Fusion going to try and make something happen. Pops up to Chris, to Sonic Boom, going to shut that down, however. Kamal up high to meet it, but Raz puts it into the corner. Sonic Boom not going to be able to get a piece of it. And Kamal trying to push it forward with control. Gets it to the back, centering attempts, not going to meet any bumpers from St. Clair. Instead, to Sonic Boom, going to dump and chase into the St. Clair zone where it's met by Fusion. Fusion dumps and chases into the Oakland zone. Passes it back to Kuriz. Kuriz to Kamal, not going to find it. J3 with the interception. Fusion slows it down just outside of his crease. Puts it up high, but one of the Oakland members was ready and waiting. Kamal forced to come back to a group as he puts it into the corner. Centering pass here to Fusion, but Fusion's a little far away. Was not able to make contact with it. Kamal, on the other hand, comes back from defense and drills it towards the net. Could not get it low enough, however. Chris off the backboard. Going to be pushed aside. J3 from the other side. Going to dump it all the way in. Kamal going to take to the skies and try to pass it off to Fusion, but Raz going to get involved and shut that down. Chris and Fusion in the Oakland zone. Raz up high. Makes it out of the zone. Keeps out of the crease at least. J3 once again trying to carry it out, but intercepted by Chris. We still have 2 minutes left in this game. And Saints have, it felt like they've been in the zone of Oakland for the most part in this game, but they've not found themselves any fantastic shooting opportunities. This very well could change though. Kuriz puts it on target, but Raz is just going to push it aside. Kamal centers. Fusion, shot on target off the crossbar. This crossbar has robbed the Saints maybe 3 or 4 times so far in this game to varying degrees. And that was the best chance they've had so far this game. But unfortunately, just getting taken down. Just over a minute left. Shot by Sonic Boom, going to be stopped by Kamal, who then tries to clear this out, but J3 makes contact with it. Actually, ends up going towards his own net, but Raz going to push it aside. Teammate takedown here is Raz and to Sonic Boom, making things a little bit messy. In the St. Clair zone, Kuriz is going to try and push it aside, but Raz is going to keep it stuck in that St. Clair zone. Nice little check there, actually, from Raz. Just going to rattle Kamal for the moment. But Fusion, he's got an opportunity. He's going to pass it down. Kuriz, redirection in the net. Ties it up 1-1. Fantastic pass from Fusion all the way from the skies up on the boards. And just enough of a tap there from Kuriz to redirect that right into the corner. And now we have ourselves a tie game. This second matchup of the night, this playoff game between the Saints and Oakland, looking fantastic so far. We are in for a treat. This one might go all the way if they keep going like this anyway. 30 seconds, but this is a dangerous shot there to Sonic Boom. Actually pushed it wide. So a blessing in disguise there for St. Clair. Kamal slows it down. 18 seconds left on the clock. Overtime right around the corner unless they can get a finisher. This is going to be pop fly across the crease. Fusion knocks it back across. Kamal, no, it's Kuriz actually, in the corner with J3 fighting for it along the boards. Pushes it forward. Kamal, shot, stopped by Raz. Just a matter of next time this ball hits the ground, overtime is going to be right around the corner. Fusion would have put it on target, but it is going to hit the ground first. So overtime, sudden death rules here in the UCEA Rocket League playoffs. Next goal wins no matter how long this takes. We'll have to see this crazy back and forth matchup. How long will this one go? And a huge demo actually coming out here from J3. Shut down Fusion, who was working the defensive side of things. But their shots have been going wide just to the side of the post. And Sonic Boom puts it forward as well, goes above. Fusion going to try and clear it. Raz, this is actually the complete opposite from what we've been seeing pretty much all game. Now it's Oakland University pushing it forward and keeping it in the St. Clair zone. And just as I say that, commentator's curse, stuttering attempt here for St. Clair, but to Sonic Boom with the forecheck, taking down both Kamal and Fusion within a few seconds of each other, but not Kariz. And Kariz left alone. Shot goes wide. Rebound off the crossbar again, but Kamal finishes it off. The fourth teammate. That crossbar has robbed St. Clair so many times, but thankfully, the finisher coming out here from Kamal to make sure they do not get robbed once again. Fantastic game between these two, and guess what, everybody? That was just game one. We still have plenty more to go in this matchup. So many shots by St. Clair. It's absolutely ridiculous. I did not get an opportunity to actually count that, but it was over 10 at least. I think it was like 13 shots. Meanwhile, Oakland University had 2. That being said, one of those converted. So the conversion rate is 50%, which is still fantastic. But it's absolutely crazy to think about how much pressure St. Clair was putting on in this first game. That being said, like, Oakland University was doing a fantastic job of just constantly mitigating the offense. As we now get ready, Game 2 underway. It's starting off actually in the St. Clair zone. We do see a lot of pressure coming out. Kamal with a good stop. Shut down that attempt. Out of boost, however, is going to just throw himself into the pile of Oakland players. J3 shot, going to be stopped by Fusion. To Sonic Boom, stopped by Kamal. And Kariz tries to clear it out, but didn't actually get a piece of it. Fusion low on boost, but he's going to be able to get there just in time. Kamal pretty much extremely low as well. Shot on target. Fusion makes sure that he pushes it too high and hits the crossbar. Raz from center carries it in. Going to be colliding with Fusion. Rebound by J3 off the post. Rebound from Sonic Boom off the crossbar. Maybe a little bit of extra crossbar karma coming out here for the Saints, considering how many times they were denied in that last game. The crossbar showing that he is complete, or that the crossbar is completely neutral here in this game. An equal opportunity scorer of goals is that crossbar, apparently. In the neutral zone, we have Raz Kamal fighting for it, but it puts it into the St. Clair zone. That was an awkward bounce, actually, going directly towards the St. Clair net. But Kamal stops it for the time being. Fusion going to stop a follow-up to Sonic Boom. Centering attempt. Kariz pushes it out, but it's going to get intercepted by Raz. Bit of a back and forth in the corner of the St. Clair zone. J3 into the crease with it. Going to put it wide. Fusion slowing it down, passes it back to Kamal. Shot would have been on target. Raz forced to go up and stop it. J3 off the roof, tries to pass it down. Kamal makes collision, and it's going to be Kariz dumping it into the Oakland zone. All with control at the neutral zone, but it's actually going to be pushed aside. Bit of a dump and chase attempt there from Oakland University, but now it's gone completely the other direction. Shot by Kariz, going to get collided with. J3 now from center, carries it, tries to get an additional flip onto that, but could not quite redirect it as he wished. To Sonic Boom controlling it at center, actually going to be denied by Kamal, and now just gets dumped into the Oakland zone, and St. Clair going to take a breather for a second. Sonic Boom with the demo. We've seen him do that pretty consistently so far in this matchup. That's like his 4th demo of the series at least. Centering attempt from J3. Raz was thinking about it, couldn't get all of it, but he actually still got control of it after a whiffed clearing attempt. And to Sonic Boom, going to get Oakland University on the board first here in this second game. After the clearing attempt, I believe it was from Kamal, did not get as much as he wished. And it went right down to Raz. Raz to Sonic Boom, and that's going to be the goal just past the halfway point. Off the face-off, Fusion and J3 battling it out in the neutral zone. Kariz with control in his own zone, trying to get it past Raz. Not going to be the case, so. Big kerfuffle here in the center. But Fusion gets a piece of it, centers it. It's going to be taken away from J3. Ball still in the St. Clair zone now. Raz going to try and drop this thing right in the center of the St. Clair crease, but it's going to be taken aside. J3 continuing the pressure, however, from the side of Oakland University. Into Sonic Boom on defense as well. Raz goes up to meet Fusion, who's up in the rooftops. Kariz tries to make the one-timer, but could not find it. Fusion, though, looking for an attempt as well. Collided with the defense, and that's an unlucky bounce there for St. Clair. Holy smokes, you hate to see it. Raz going to find himself on the board after clearing attempt, bounces off of the St. Clair player and puts it dead center of the net. Oakland University in prime position to push ourselves to a 1-1 tie going into game number 3. Still a minute 10 or so left in the clock. Kamal almost had an opportunity right off the face-off. If they can get some quick goals, they very well could bring this back. 2 goals is definitely not impossible after this point. But with how back and forth and how few shots St. Clair have been able to get on target in this match so far, it is going to be a tall task. They may have a ton of shots, but I've not felt like a lot of these shots being that threatening as of yet. That being said, Kariz trying to change that as he bounces it off the crossbar. Unlucky. Raz slow in the St. Clair zone, tries to center it to J3, pushed it a little bit too far, however. Stuck in the neutral zone. Kariz clears. Fusion redirects, but kind of put it off to the far side. Off the takedown to Sonic Boom goes down. A little bit of a revenge or so. Shot barely going to be wide. Raz getting back just in time. But the clock ticking down. Hopes for game number 2 here for St. Clair have gone dry. They may be able to find one, but even at that, it's not going to be enough to win this game. And it's going to be Oakland University going to answer back right away, finding themselves on the board, getting 2 goals in this second game. Going to tie this up 1-1. Quite the exciting one that we do have between these 2 teams so far. Back and forth battles between both of these players, or both of these teams rather. This time the tables seemed to flip a little bit. It felt like Oakland had all the pressure in the world compared to what game number 1 was doing, where St. Clair had like 13 shots or something. This time the shot difference was 8 from Oakland to 3 from St. Clair. So maybe Oakland found the opportunity they were needing to get all warmed up, maybe made the adjustments necessary to make sure that they can stop this St. Clair offense. And St. Clair definitely looked uncomfortable in that second game. We'll have to see if they can clean themselves up here as game 3 is now underway. Off the face-off, we go into the St. Clair zone. Kind of stuck for the moment. Fusion in the corner with it, trying to get it out of here. Raz goes up top. Actually is able to get a centering job done, but nobody home. Kamal's just going to clear it over. J3 is going to redirect it into his own corner. Was looking for Raz, I think, but could not quite get it to him. Ball pop fly in the crease once again, but J3 going to push it forward. Looks to get a shot off. It does go wide, just straight up above the St. Clair net. Met by Kamal, but he passed it down right onto the bumper of Raz. Raz to J3. The Fusion with a good stop there. And Sonic Boom goes down. Kamal not going to let Sonic Boom just demo him over and over again. Fusion shot on target. Going to be stopped by J3. From center. This one looks deadly, but it's going to be Kamal getting back there just in time to make sure they can shut that one down. Ball over to Kariz. Carries it into the crease, but Raz is ready and waiting. And Sonic Boom with a bit of a revenge shot there onto Fusion. Just needs a revenge shot onto Kamal next, and then he's basically caught back up. The enforcer of sorts, but somehow, actually, this got a little bit messy here for Oakland. Pop fly ball in their crease. They've not been able to clear it. Fusion, shot attempts, goes wide. Can he get his own rebound? He has boost to do it. But does he want to blow it right now? He gives it a shot, but it's actually going to be taken away. So all of St. Clair all tried to stop that in its tracks, but a huge save from Kamal after a huge shooting attempt from J3. Barely not going to find this one this time. Raz takes down Kamal, and now J3 wide open. Just has to line it up. A bit of an awkward spot. He hit the post, then it bounced off Kariz. But it's going to be Fusion who's going to try and flip it over Raz. It's going to be successful in doing so, but Sonic Boom going to cover him from the skies. Kamal dumps into the corner. Raz going to try and pass it off to Sonic Boom, who puts it into the St. Clair zone. A fast centering attempt comes out, but Kariz going to stop it. Back into the Oakland University zone. Raz in his own corner trying to hang on for the moment, but Kariz had enough pressure to make him pass it aside over to J3. Fusion centers, but it's going to be collided with. Kariz's shot is not going to be successful. Fusion's shot, however, going to be successful, but blocked by J3. Kariz centers. Is there a St. Clair member available? That's going to be the shot from Fusion, but Raz going to shut that down, and they're going to be able to take this the other way now. Kariz the only one back. Fusion blowing everything he can to get back in the position. Might not have a whole lot in the tank to try and get this stopped. Kariz and Kamal both go up for it and stop it, but Sonic Boom keeps it in the St. Clair zone. It's 3 minutes into this third game, and so far still no goals from either side. Both of them playing their absolute hearts out. This is what we love to see in the UCA playoffs. Of course, both these teams fighting for a top 4 position, sit themselves nice and pretty in the semifinals. Of course, nobody wants to stop here. Top 8 is nice, but why be top 8 when you can be top 4? You see Raz, breakout attempt, puts the ball wide. He's going to be the first to get there. Centering pass to Sonic Boom, but Kariz and Fusion going to help clear that aside. Just over a minute left in this game. Kamal dump and chase into the corner, but it's going to be picked up by Raz. J3 getting aggressive now, and this has got 2 demos back to back here, one on each side. Got to be careful. One bad demo could leave the net wide open. All players on these teams making sure that they're not stationary. There's no just standing in net and being goaltender, because you will absolutely be taken down. Kamal, breakout opportunity versus J3. He is able to gather up a bunch of boosts. Might be able to go up high, but it's actually going to be Kariz who goes up high instead. Dumps it down. Fusion shot. Huge save by Sonic Boom. Centering attempt now from Kamal. J3 with another save. I swear I've been saying that so many times in this game. He's been an absolute defensive powerhouse in this third match. Shot on target, but Fusion, that redirection, stopping the rebound attempt. Kariz now going the other way with it. Oakland going to be able to gather it up, however. Shot on target. Is somebody home? Kamal is there to make the save. Time ticking down. One more shot will be on the docket here. Kariz makes the shot, but it's going to be stopped. Raz going to make the save. This is going to be our second overtime that we've seen in this set already. Of course, this is a best-of-5 matchup, so it doesn't matter necessarily, or it does matter, of course, you're going into the game putting a match point onto the other team. But it's not all said and done if this doesn't go in the way of either team's favor. But you want to be sitting in game 4 with that advantage. And the fact that these teams are so close is absolutely fantastic. The post going to get involved. Fusion with the rebound, though. He's going to be able to get the overtime winner after a solid demo. I believe, where did this come from? Kariz just passed it off the backboard and went right for the defender, takes him off the table, and that is going to be a successful victory here for St. Clair in game number 3. Anytime it's gone to overtime, it has been all St. Clair. Of course, overtime winner scored by Fusion, assisted by Kariz in terms of the pass as well as that demo. So holy smokes, do we have ourselves quite the series here today. Fantastic job from both teams. St. Clair looking fantastic, putting themselves in position to possibly move themselves into the top 4 if they can get one more victory on this Oakland University team. Oakland's had a fantastic season, though, and I know they don't want it to stop here. So we're going to be hopping right into it. Game number 4. Oakland needs to pull something out of a hat right here, right now. Otherwise, season is donezo. And that's not what they want to see. Fusion gonna find himself a goal nice and quick. 8 seconds into this after Kariz bounces it off the crossbar. The solid pass, and it's gonna be putting it dead center. Oakland might be shook. I mean, I know these teams, it's a stressful situation being stuck into overtime, let alone having to do it twice. And then that extra little feeling in your gut knowing that last time we were in overtime, we didn't close it out. And it kind of bit them again in that third matchup. But St. Clair capitalizing nice and fast. And with it being so early too, they can not necessarily feel comfortable, but they'll definitely feel better knowing that it's not all relying on one goal as of this moment. Can they hang on to this, however? Will their play style change? Will they be more defensive, or will they continue to try and get as aggressive as possible? We do see them trying to push it forward at least, but it's been kind of stuck in their zone ever since the goal. Korea's going to try and make something happen, though. Off the backboard, where's Fusion? It seems to be the play right here, right now. You have Kamal pretty much always on defense of some sort. Then Fusion and Kariz trying to play it off each other. You see Fusion shot to Kariz, and that's going to be huge. A second goal coming into the favor of St. Clair, but they're going to switch it up this time. This time, it's going to be Kamal to Fusion, and then Kariz splits the defense, puts it in between them both. And now we have ourselves a 2-0 game in favor of St. Clair. These games have been extremely low scoring, and the fact that we're going to force Oakland to try and get two nice and quick, make that 3. Everybody from St. Clair getting on the board after a nice pass from Kariz over to Kamal. This is where he likes to be, dead center. The one-time shot going to get past to Sonic Boom. And that's just it. We see Kamal on defense pretty consistently, but that is his opportunity to strike. Anytime it's dead center, right outside the crease. Pop fly like that, it seems like that's just his perfect comfort zone. And in Game 4, St. Clair in position to run away with the series after what has been an absolute banger of a back-and-forth battle. That being said, though, there's still plenty of time on the clock, and J3 is reminding me of that after the solo play. It says it's assisted by Raz. I didn't see where it happened, but yeah, he was able to dance around all of St. Clair through the skies like an X-Wing but a car. Just able to keep that thing going. And now we have ourselves a 3-1 game. I mean, St. Clair's probably as happy as can be right now, but they cannot sleep on this squad. It was a back-and-forth game for the entire series for a reason. It is definitely equal in skill. They cannot let off on the gas at any point here in this matchup. Otherwise, this could flip extremely easily. 2 goals is not that much of a difference here, especially with just under 3 minutes to go. Kariz, though, going to be putting it towards a centering attempt, but Fusion completely misses the mark, so it's going to allow Raz and the rest of the Oakland University squad to move forward with it. But a good clear coming out from, that was Kamal, I believe. Pop fly in the crease of Oakland. Good save by Sonic Boom. Can he stop Fusion? He's not going to be able to. Fusion finding his second goal of the game. Sonic Boom bops it up, and he sees him coming. He's trying to use the boost right here, but a wise move from Fusion to knock it down instead of straight forward. Gets it past one, and in fact was able to find the defender of Oakland University to kind of even assist him a little bit with that shot. So St. Clair really turning it up in this last game, and it's not looking pretty here for the Oakland University squad after a fantastic back-and-forth matchup. Granted, there's still a lot of time, but right now, St. Clair, with all the pressure in the world, clearing attempt from J3 did not go anywhere. Fusion knocks it down off the post. Raz getting a piece of it. Rebound from Kariz up top. Puts it back after getting his own rebounds, but it's going to go into the bumper of J3. Kamal tries to just brute force it forward. Does put it onto the backboard where Sonic Boom is ready and waiting. J3 gets the control of it. Sonic Boom Received the pass, but then was instantly blitzed by one of the St. Clair players. Fusion, a slow centering ball. Not going to find it. Chris going to just hold it. Keeps it up high. Of course, one of the best ways to just kill off time, it feels like, in this game. Just keep it up high and keep yourself right there so you can always just hit it again if necessary. And just watch as the clock ticks down. Oftentimes feels like the ball is in slow motion when it's up in the skies. And that's exactly what St. Clair want to see, to secure themselves this playoff advancement. And that demo was actually clutch as well. That is going to be goal number 2 here for Kamal. Second time he strikes from the crease right in the center. The perfect demo coming out as well. Just going to allow Kamal the easy peasy shot right through the center. Minute left on the clock, a 4-goal deficit here for Oakland University. It is looking like the Saints are going to move forward here in these playoffs. And let's get the Hattie, why don't we? Beautiful flip by Fusion, puts it right over the defenders, gets it off the ball, and just enough of a flip to just make Raz just hate himself for that one, to say the least. Could not get a piece of it, did not have the boost to do so. 6-1. An absolute mentality destroyer, I think. The 2 overtime losses might have shooken them up, especially that last one, to the point where this doesn't feel like the normal Oakland University team that we've saw in those last 3 games. Like, St. Clair have definitely made adjustments and whatnot, but just the passes don't seem to be there. The shots aren't there either for this side of Oakland University. They have 30 seconds to try and pull off the miracle comeback. But you know St. Clair is going to stall it up as much as possible if they can get control of the ball. And in fact, they're going to carry it into the Oakland zone right here, right now. The Sonic Boom is ready back there and waiting. And actually Raz getting the check onto Kamal. But as the timer ticks down, that is going to do it. No chance to come back now. As soon as that ball hits the ground, that will do it. St. Clair College going to be moving forward in these UCEA playoffs, moving over into the semifinals, which of course means they are in the top 4 of the entire league. Goals from that game for St. Clair, you have 3 from Fusion, 1 from Kariz, 2 from Kamal, and the only goal on the side of Oakland University was from J3. That was quite the fantastic series nonetheless. It was crazy how different that last game was compared to the rest of the series. St. Clair just absolutely took off, and now they're going to be in fantastic position. A fantastic season nonetheless, but now they got themselves into the top 4 of the UCEA playoffs. Fantastic feature in itself. It's just a matter of time before we figure out who our opponent is. We'll probably know, and we'll get to post that on social media sometime soon. So if you have not done so already, be sure to follow not only the Twitch channel if you haven't already, but our Saints Gaming CA social medias, whether that be Twitter, Facebook, or our VOD library on YouTube. Be sure to follow all that so you don't miss whatever the next match is. Part of me feels like that might be Northwood, which, of course, has been an absolute thorn in this Rocket League team's side. So you know they want to get revenge, especially after 2 nights ago. There is still one more match if they all show up. I'm just getting the confirmation here right now. We go back to PlayVS. There's going to be one more game tonight in PlayVS regular season action. This one was the big one of sorts because it was the playoff game, but there is still plenty more action here to come for our Rocket League squad. Going to take a quick break, confirm which team we're playing later on this evening. But as you can hear, they're actually already starting to get things going, so this shouldn't be too long. Normally, as soon as I throw to a break, they hop into a lobby or something. We'll have to see if that actually is the case. But of course, big thank you to Zekelman School of Business and IT, St. Clair College, the St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair SRC, PC Outlet, and Tim Hortons for making the St. Clair Saints possible. And big thank you to all the fans out there, whether you're here for Oakland or whether you're here for St. Clair. help or supporting your teams, your classmates, family members, your friends. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for letting me into your life one way or another via commentating this match. It's always a pleasure being able to commentate and broadcast these matches here for you, night in and night out. But with that, we'll be right back. Going to figure out which team we're playing first, and then we'll get into the game shortly after that. Stay tuned. It probably won't be very long. Well, this started quicker than expected. Sure enough, our next matchup is underway with very little hesitation. This matchup going to be up against, wait for it, University of Wisconsin Lacrosse is our next matchup, and our final matchup here for tonight. We have Zonelink, Toxie, and Ice on the side of Wisconsin. And of course, this matchup here now is back in the PlayVS League. This one is regular season action. Playoffs are not quite ready here for this league, but I think it does actually start next week. So both these teams obviously want to get themselves the best possible standings, best possible seeding moving forward into this this playoff season. Kamal tries to pass it over the Fusion, but it's going to be put into the corner of the Wisconsin zone. Kariz off the backboard, but Ice is going to be right there, ready and waiting, alongside Toxie to push that aside. Zonelink Going to then take it from center, try to flip it over Fusion, was successful, pass it off to Toxie, but a nice little check there from Kamal to take, that was Zolink, right off of the play. Making sure no shot attempt was possible. Kriz, after seeing Zolink, I think it was chase him down, going to go to the skies to try and carry this forward. Passes it up to Fusion. Fusion centering shot, going to be taken off the crossbar and pushed aside by Zolnik. I keep saying Zolink, but he baited me. It's Zolnik. Fusion take down on to ice, but it's going to be going right towards the St. Clair net. Kamal with the last second save. Nice job there as we're just about to hit the halfway point of this matchup. University of Wisconsin lacrosse looking fantastic as well in this game. Yes, of course, St. Clair coming in hot after their playoff victory in the UCEA up against Oakland University. But that being said, University of Wisconsin lacrosse would have also had a matchup earlier today. Of course, PlayVS always has 2 games per match day. And this is actually looking a little bit scary there for St. Clair, as Zolnik just walking it through the crease by himself, but was not able to redirect it towards the net. Fusion pops it above the net. Kriz with a good demo onto Toxie. Only 2 defense to deal with. The pass to Kamal was a little bit put aside there from Kriz. That would have been a nice shot, but unfortunately not going to be able to get a piece of it. Kamal tries to make a solo play out of it, but was not able to get it past the defense. Okay, ice off the backboard. Kamal flicks it past one, gets it past Toxie. Fusion running alongside him. Kriz is nearby as well, but Zolnik going to break that up before the passing play could have ended up happening. Fusion gets caught by ice. Toxie overshoots his mark, however, going to force Zolnik to get back and make the save. Zolnik down to Toxie. Getting messed with a little bit here from Kamal's. Nice little pit maneuver, actually, to just spin him out and take the ball for himself. Nice little slowdown, looking for an axle breaker. He does get past one, but could not get past Zolnik. Kriz, however, going to pick it up and take the shot and make that goal happen. After Kamal had a successful attempt, but it forced the save, Kriz was able to get this rebound pretty well uncontested. The save attempt, I think that was Ice who tried to make it, but could not find a piece of it. So St. Clair going to move up ahead as Kamal tries to scoop it out. Ends up taking down Toxie, but Zolnik is going to bring it into the St. Clair zone. Toxie gathers it after the clearing attempt was stopped, but Fusion going to keep pushing forward. Slow bounce into the zone, and sure enough, Kriz is going to find himself a second goal here in this next couple seconds. 20 seconds into that play, he was able to get basically a rinse and repeat of sorts. Basically getting his own rebounds and taking care of that one, finding a second goal of the game and putting St. Clair in fantastic position with less than a minute to try and secure this first game in this PlayVS series. That was a nice little knockdown from Kamal to set up Fusion as well. One more on the board. This time Fusion picking that one up. And game one definitely going to be St. Clair's at this rate, unless something absolutely catastrophic happens for the St. Clair squad. But the fact that they're moving forward into the Wisconsin zone, and we see Kamal just doing his best helicopter impression up there. Just spinning around and stalling out this ball as best as possible. One final shot attempt there from Wisconsin, but it is going to be no dice this time by. Game one going to go into the hands of St. Clair College after Kriz finds himself 2 goals. Fusion finds 1, and then the assists, of course, going over to Kamal and Fusion. And then unfortunately there for the University of Wisconsin lacrosse, they were not able to find themselves on the scoreboard, but I will have to point out Zolnik's fantastic defensive efforts with getting himself 5 goals in that game. Or 5 goals, 5 saves in that game. 5 goals, what the heck? That'd be a different game altogether. What am I watching? But it's A-okay, as you can probably hear. Game number 2 of this series is right around the corner. Not going to be wasting too much time to get into this one. Sure enough, here we go. We get to see if Wisconsin can pull this comeback off. And obviously, they're a little bit sore after that last one. They were stuck in their zone for so long, it wasn't even funny. But that game could have been much further in St. Clair's favor if it wasn't for the efforts of Zolnik. Of course, getting 5 saves in that last game was really keeping his team into it up until those last couple seconds. Pairing attempts here for University of Wisconsin have been kind of weak, but we do see a breakout opportunity here by Ice. Bounces it off the backboard, tries to dink it off of Kamal's hood, but it did not go where he wanted it, as Fusion tries to just redirect it ever so slightly while up in the skies. Kriz, shot on target. Toxie with a solid save, keeping that one out of the corner. Through the crease it goes, but not going to find any of the St. Clair members, as Kriz does get demoed by Ice. Kamal going to try and keep this in the Wisconsin zone. Passes it down for Kriz. Kriz takes it into the corner, slows it down for a second, flicks it upward, but Zolnik going to push it aside. Not going to let any St. Clair members get a piece of that. A solid shot from Kamal, but Ice comes in clutch with a huge save. Bit of an awkward pass there from Toxie. Passed it to Ice, who was in the crease, and I think that was Kamal. Added a little bit of extra pressure, got one extra shot out of the deal, nearly setting up the St. Clair player. Kamal off the backboard, Fusion drive by, could not quite find it though. Bounces it off the post, and now Toxie, offensive opportunity, tries to pass it to Zolnik. Zolnik demos Fusion, but misses the ball, so it's going to allow Kriz and Kamal to move forward. Kriz gets past one, but can't get past Toxie. Zolnik, shot attempt from his own zone, can't quite get it there. Kriz dumps it into the corner. Kamal and Kriz both going to chase after that one, but Ice is going to be there to carry it out for the time being, waiting for the chance to strike. Toxie, shot on target. Kamal barely going to knock it off of the crossbar. From the St. Clair zone, Fusion's trying to make something happen, but he has no boost right now. Going to be handed off to Ice. Toxie centering attempt on his own net, but we see Kriz and Fusion both trying to call out for it. The pass back here from Fusion to get it back to Kamal. Shot on target, but it's going to be stopped by Zolnik. Kriz, centering attempt, stopped by Toxie. Fusion up in the skies. Tries to clear it out. Passes it down to Kriz, who dumps it into the corner. Back to Fusion and then back to Kamal. Kriz gets a piece of it, back to Fusion, but Fusion misses the shot attempt. 3 minutes down in this game and counting. Still no score in game number 2. A much closer back and forth battle between these two teams. Zolnik just doing his absolute damnedest to keep this ball out of his own net. It's been an absolute standout so far here on this University of Wisconsin lacrosse team. Low-key hearing the having the lacrosse in the University of Wisconsin's team is making me miss the Clippers. Shout out to the Clippers. Just watching them play. That being said, still have a fantastic match here, right now. Of course, minute left, and there's still no goals. We're in the St. Clair zone, however. Ice looking to turn this around. Right now in this series, University of Wisconsin have not found themselves on the scoreboard just yet, and they're still going to have to wait a little bit longer, as it looks like Kamal has found his opportunity to break through. Fusion passes it off. Zolnik gets a piece of it. It ends up being a pass to Kamal unintentionally, and he's going to punish him for it big time. 45 seconds left. St. Clair find themselves on the board. 1 goal is still nothing to feel too comfortable with as of this moment. Shot by Ice, barely going to be going wide. Fusion just skyrockets it towards the net. Can somebody finish that one? The crossbar has returned. And thankfully, for the side of St. Clair, they're not going to get ripped off this time. After a double dinger onto the crossbar, Fusion going to just wait it out and just get it barely tucked under that crossbar, giving them that second goal that they were looking for. Just as a little extra insurance here with 24 seconds left. 1 goal or 2 goals, 10 seconds each. Definitely doable. But we need to see it quickly, and we do see the St. Clairs keeping it kind of stuck right now inside the Wisconsin zone. Not able to get it out, they are. And Ice going to try to do something in its corner. But as we can hear, the timer is ticking down once again. Ball just has to hit the ground one more time. St. Clair going to take game number 2 and threaten the match point now onto the University of Wisconsin lacrosse. Goals of this game brought to you, of course, by Fusion and Kamal, with assists being given out to both Fusion and Kariz. And once again, Zolnik, an absolute stellar defensive play, another 5 saves on that game, making it much closer than it probably should have been. But saves are never going to amount you anything on the scoreboard of sorts. I mean, yes, you're on the points board, but not the scoreboard. As we hear the engines revving, game number 3 going to be right around the corner, now or never here for the University of Wisconsin lacrosse, as St. Clair are looking to just 3-0 sweep their PlayVS matches here today. But I mean, they started off strong. Zolnik finds himself a shot, really forced Fusion to get uncomfortable and make that save. Then he was able to carry it out right after the fact and just keep it stuck there, as Kamal now has control. The brutal first 30 seconds gone and out of the way. We are in the Wisconsin zone. A nice demo coming out here from Fusion, going to allow Kariz to move it forward. Another demo. There's nobody home to defend. Kariz is just going to be able to hit all the way in. Fusion takes one out. I think Kamal took one out. Ice missed his mark, and that just lets Kariz to take it to the skies and finish that one off. Off the face-off, we're back into the Wisconsin zone. Kamal with control of it in the corner, trying to push it forward, but Ice going to try and knock it aside. He gets the opportunity to try and carry it out, but he kind of fumbles it a little bit. Tries to pass it off to Zolnik, but it did not quite work as intended. St. Clair just going to dump it right back in. Loose pop fly ball here in the Wisconsin zone, but not going to be capitalized. Shot here from Ice, going to be pushed aside by Kariz. As Toxie tries to make something happen, but it's not going to end up coming to fruition. As Zolnik dumps it back into the St. Clair zone, tries to get his own rebound, banks it off the post, rebound. Toxie does find himself on the board and puts a little bit of hope in the fans of the University of Wisconsin lacrosse after getting the rebound off of the post. The assist from Zolnik, and finally, Wisconsin's on the board. 1-1 tie. Still more than half the game left to go here. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Kariz coming in hot to try and find himself a shot. Might be able to get a rebound. He actually might have saved it. Score one save to Kariz on that one. Keeping it out of the Wisconsin zone. Granted, there was probably a defender right on him. He probably wanted one additional touch, but it did not go in his favor. In fact, he's going to be demoed here by Toxie, who's sitting there ready to accept the pass from Zolnik. But Fusion with the interception is going to throw a wrench into that plans and sends it back to Kamal all the way into the crease. Kariz drive by and just going to end up waving at that one. Unfortunately, did not find the mark. Toxie off the backboard looks for Ice, but Ice was not quite ready. He was getting some boost. He wasn't quite ready to go yet. Zolnik going to at least keep it in the St. Clair zone for a second until Fusion gets a hold of it, and he's back on the roof. He's in the skies. He's where he likes to be. Passes it back. Who's going to get the shot? It's going to be to Kamal. Going to bounce it off the crossbar. Kariz was ready and waiting, but he didn't want to double commit to the shot. He's going to get robbed of that opportunity. Might have had the better shot in the end of it, but may have been too long for him to get there. That being said, after the demo from Kamal, Fusion pushes it forward. Kariz shot, but it's going to be denied by Toxi. Kamal in the corner with it. Kariz is ready and waiting with about half a tank left. Gets a shot on target off the crossbar. Kamal with the rebound, going to secure that one. And that's going to give St. Clair the lead once again here in this match as Kariz banks it off the crossbar. Crossbar is everybody's friend here today, apparently. Or either your best friend or worst enemy, but apparently the crossbar gives you some really, really good passes. 10 out of 10 would pass again. Now St. Clair with the 1-goal lead. Hang on to this, and the match is complete. It's all done at that point. And St. Clair will go with 3 wins total tonight, as well as double 3-0ing their PlayVS matches. But that being said, there's still a bunch of time left on the clock here. Minute 30 is still plenty of time to make something happen. Off the wall, we see Kamal bouncing it off the backboard. Shot by Kariz goes wide. Where is Fusion? He's probably off getting some boost. He's not able to make the play. Kariz is actually trying to just brute force it. Nearly took care of it. Fusion, slow control. Ready, waiting for it, but it's going to end up getting past not only himself, but Kamal as well. Kariz is here to keep it in the zone. Just dumps it into the corner and backs out a dodge. You can tell St. Clair's not afraid to slow it down at this moment. They're a little bit slower getting to these balls that they know are uncontested. Some high flyers or some slow rollers. They're not going to just brute force it back into the Wisconsin zone. They're going to take their time. They're going to kill this clock. As we see Ice try to take the shot right off of Kariz's bumper, that it did not bounce as they would have wanted. Zolnik trying to make a challenge, but Ice going to receive his pass. Kamal clears it out. Zolnik is not going to be in position to try and scoop this up. Right, stuck in the neutral zone. Fusion gets an opportunity for a breakout, and he's going to barely miss his shot. But the rebound from Kamal was on target. Zolnik going to keep his team in the game. But Kariz from the wall barely going to be shot wide. This could be the start of something, though. Kamal makes a shot off the crossbar after his teammate did get demoed. Kariz, as the time is ticking down, looking for possibly one more for some insurance, and he damn well finalizes it. A beautiful play by Kariz to seal the deal on this entire match, as he's able to just fly around like a madman, get past everybody, and even use Ice's bumper just ever so slightly to secure that victory. 3-1 here for St. Clair. There's a chance that I think University of Wisconsin could secure 1, but I don't think they'll be able to secure 2. A fantastic match between these squads. You can tell that Wisconsin definitely made the adjustments as the game went on, but it was too little too late, and it wasn't quite enough. St. Clair going to secure the 3-0 victory here in this match after 2 goals from Kariz, 1 from Kamal, and then the 1 goal from Wisconsin was brought to you by Toxi. And with that, that's the end of the matches. Obviously, a big props to St. Clair for the performances today. With 3 wins in 3 matches, fantastically done. We're able to take the PlayVS matches in 3-0 fashion both times. The first one, they definitely seem to have a handle on. This second PlayVS match was a little bit closer, but there was never a point, at least personally, that I felt like they were behind in any regard. It felt like they always had some sort of control in that game. So, fantastic job there. And then that UCEA match that we saw versus Oakland University, that was an absolute banger. I'm actually surprised with how that last game ended, where St. Clair, after it being a 1-goal, maybe 2-goal game at most, turned into like a 6-something. It was definitely quite the change, and just goes to show that we have a pretty solid St. Clair Rocket League squad here, and I look forward to seeing as to how they perform in these playoffs moving forward. Because with that, they do get to move forward. I'm just trying to see when the next date is that I have scheduled. And in fact, speaking of schedule, why don't I compare notes here with myself? Of course, we just had ourselves the Rocket League matchups. That's all done for tonight. But then we have a couple days, but without any live matches as of right now. But then we get back in action on Tuesday with OPSE Hearthstone happening at 8 o'clock. Then on Wednesday, that is going to be at 6 o'clock. That's what I forgot to fix. 6 o'clock, it's going to be OPSE League of Legends versus the University of Ottawa. Then on Thursday, we have the playoff, or not the playoffs, this is the PlayVS. I think it's the final regular season match in PlayVS, because then on the weekend, on Saturday, we do have, of course, the season opener for TESPA Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But there is also playoff matches happening for both UCEA Rocket League and PlayVS Rocket League. So, of course, as to which match will be streamed, it depends all on what ends up happening in regards to scheduling match times. Of course, I want to get as many of those games streamed as possible. That being said, if a playoff game does overlap Call of Duty, unfortunately, we're going to have to hold off on that Cold War hype just a touch. But best case scenario, Call of Duty's at 3 o'clock and then Rocket League's at 8 or something like that. But we'll have to see moving forward. Of course, if you want to catch the updates on that one, follow the Twitch channel. Of course, our Saints Gaming CA Twitch channel will have the notifications come out when matches go live. And then if you want to get a bit ahead of the game, make sure to follow our social medias. And that's Saints Gaming CA on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You'll get the notifications and get informed as to which matches are happening when, as well as any other results that may not make it onto a stream match and whatnot. Keep up with us that way. If you want to keep up with any of my own personal doings, of course, Mr. Danners on Twitter is where you can find me. I know personally, kind of excited for tomorrow. I get to try and learn how to spectate and commentate Call of Duty Cold War within a week, and you'll be hearing me if there's something wrong with Codcaster, because we all know how much I loved Modern Warfare's Codcaster. But we'll have to see nonetheless. I am excited. I'm excited for the playoffs for all these teams. I'm excited for Cold War. And then, of course, I'm a big racing nerd as well, so you might catch some glimpses of that as well. But with that, we shall close off. Of course, thank you to St. Clair College, the St. Clair College SRC, the St. Clair College Alumni Association, Tim Hortons, Zuckerman School of Business, and PC Outlet that make St. Clair Saints possible. Of course, would not be possible at all without their help. Big shout-outs, of course, to all the fans here, whether you're here for any of the teams today, Wisconsin, Oakland, or Florida, or you're here for St. Clair, of course. Big shout-outs to you for supporting your programs, supporting your friends, family, or your classmates, and making the esports stream alive and supporting those on their esports endeavors. Now with that, I think it's about time to close out. So, of course, next live match will be on Tuesday unless something new comes up. And be sure to follow Saints Gaming CA to get notified in case something does come up out of the blue. But with that, my name is Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danners, and I will see you Tuesday for some OPSE Hearthstone.